Siguro, let me start out by asking you to identify yourself and what was it you did? Uh, you were a journalist? Or,
I'm Manny Mugato, a correspondent for Reuters for the last 15 years. But I started as a journalist in 1983.
there you are. Oh,
Yeah,
83.
covering Imelda Marcos when she was running for Batasang Pambansa.
Oh, okay.
And then I got to know FVR
Yan.
when I was assigned to cover the Defense Department and the military beat in 1987, and
87.
all throughout the most exciting years in our history.
The 2 years.
The time when the government faces serious threats from
The coup.
the coup, yeah, yes. In 1987 up to 1990, it was the most exciting times for journalists like us because aside from the coup, we had disasters,
Wow.
the earthquake,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and Pinatubo,
Pinatubo. Oh,
and the flash flood in Ormoc.
Ormoc. Correct.
All those years before FBR became president.
President.
And I saw his transformation from being a military man to a politician.
There
and
you
it
are.
was great.
Okay.
I noticed the shift.
Ano yung so 87, ano yung first impressions mo? 87, so chief of staff pa siya.
Yes, he was the chief of staff in 87. So I think the first coup attempt was in 86 in July during the Manila Hotel takeover.
Manila Hotel, yeah.
I was still a police reporter then.
Okay.
And then the God Save the Queen in November of 86. I was still a police reporter then. But in January,
Pero nakikita mo na si FDR, no?
yes,
Nako-cover mo na si
yeah,
FDR, no?
I covered the police. But I know him because he was very prominent after EDSA. No? And in 87,
January.
I was covering already the after the Mindiola massacre. I was assigned to cover the defense. So it was my first time to cover him when the Colonel Kabuatan took over GMA 7.
GMA 7,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I saw him for the first time as the chief of staff. And progress until 87, the Gringo Honasan Kudita in August of 87.
You remember the first question you threw at him, Manny?
I don't remember, but I know that FBR was the only president and was the only defense secretary who was regularly conducting press conferences.
Talaga?
Yeah.
Open?
Open every Wednesday when he was in Malacanang for 6 years, from 1992 up to 98. He was religiously holding press conference every Wednesday.
Pero Malacanang yan eh. Doon
Malacanang.
Doon sa
When
DPC.
in the DPC, when he was the press secretary, also a regular press conference every week. Pero nung chief of staff siya, I don't recall because very busy, because of the coup.
Yeah.
Because of the coup. Because after 87, in 1988, when he became defense secretary, parang nawala yung coup eh. Nawala yung coup, and then the next coup was in December 89.
89. Yun na yung huli, no?
Yan na yung huli, no? Hindi, di pa. Kasi meron pang nung April 1990 when General Florendo was killed in Cagayan.
In Cagayan, correct.
And then the Noble incident.
Aguinaldo.
Pero the most serious was in December 1989.
89.
And before that, yung kay Gringo nung August 87. That was the last time. So, from 87, January, to Gringos coup in 87, sunod-sunod yung ano
Yeah.
sunod-sunod yung threats. Merong
Yeah.
God Save the Queen. May Black Saturday Mutiny
Yes,
nung
yes.
April 87. So, sunod-sunod yung gulo. So, I don't think na FBR was calling regular press conference. Although, there was a press conference primarily to announce yung major incidents like coup d'etat,
Developments.
developments. Pero,
Sige lang.
yung regular press conference na yung maski wala nangyayari, it happened during the time when he was the
Secretary
press
na.
secretary. Yeah. Every week yun.
Manny, ano yung impressions mo of him at that time? I mean, soldier.
It was a different Fidel B. Ramos, no? During 87 and during his time in the defense and the defense department. Kasi he was so stiff.
Talaga.
No? Ano siya parang sundalo pa rin yung orientation niya. So may time pa na nag-walk out sa amin yan
Ano? Bakit?
Kasi mga kulit kami, mga defense press corps, tanong namin sa kanya. Si FBR at that time when he was starting as a defense secretary, when you ask him one question, he will answer very very long, kilometric, ang haba-haba na paulit-ulit lang, umiikot lang. So parang sabi namin parang waste of time na ang haba-haba ng sagot niya, mahirap pag-describe. So gusto namin maiksi lang. So may mga tanong kami na parang siguro hindi niya nagustuhan. May one time, may tanong kami na hindi ko na maalala kung ano yung tinanong namin. Tumayo siya, tumayo sa upuan niya, iniwan kami. Lahat kami, ha? Ba't ganun? Oo. Pero,
ano yun, nagalit?
hindi ko alam, pero nag-walk out siya pero, as he progressed, no?
He had a short fuse din, ano?
Tsaka matigas iba yung ano niya. Parang kasi nasanay siguro siya na chief of staff, general, na hindi siya, hindi siya...
Everybody says yes.
Everybody says, hindi siya ganong, kinokontra ng mga tao. Pero nung time namin, mga kulit yung mga reporter at the times, talagang yung mga tanong, mahirap, di ba? So siguro, naipit siya, tumayo na lang siya bigla at iniwan kami. Doon kami nagulat. No? Pero isang beses lang yon, no? As later, nung siguro nagiging comfortable na siya sa position niya, nagkabago. Nakita ko yung transformation
Secretary na siya.
Nakita ko yung transformation from a military man to a politician.
Talaga.
Marunong siya sumagot, marunong sa bangga, at marunong lumaro sa mga tanong namin. Minsan binabalik na sa iyo yung tanong. So, magaling. Nakita mo yung transformation niya na hindi na siya napipikon.
When was that? You remember? What year?
Napipikon siya from the start. Nung naalala ko si Eddie Pangilinan pa yung nasa PIO ng DND.
Yeah.
Nahihirapan siya. Sinasabi niyo, huwag niyo naman hirapan yung tanong niyo. Mabait kayo dapat kay boss. Sabi niyo, sige sir. Sabi namin. Pero siyempre, pag nandun ka na, so tatanong mo siya ng mga tough question. So, medyo siya nung una. Parang hindi niya pa kayang laruin yung mga tanong namin. Na iinis siya. Napansin mo na, alam mo pag hindi niya gusto yung mga tanong mo, he shows it, no?
How?
Yung sa the way he speaks.
Okay.
Tapos yung facial expression, body language, Tapos minsan parang mataas ang boses, no? Pero later on, habang tumatagal, nahuhuli niya na yung kiliti namin. So nakita namin na iba na.
May jokes na rin?
May jokes na, at saka marunong siyang lumaruan ng tanong, no? And si FBR kasi tasking.
Okay.
Napansin ko yan kasi simula nung later on, mga 89, 890s, every week na kaming mga biyahe sa
Okay.
probinsya, sa RPOC, yung mga Regional Peace and Order Council.
Yes, yes.
Tsaka nung nauso yung disaster, nung earthquake, tsaka Pinatubo, panay naman ng NDRRMC. Ay, hindi pa, NDCC pa noon.
NDCC.
Oo. Ang trip namin sa probinsya. So, makikita mo yan, no? Meeting. Akala mo, hindi nakikinig. Kasi nagbabasa, nagsusulat. Di ba, may isa sa mga marginal notes na kulay po lang ballpen.
Yes.
Sulat siya ng sulat, marginal note, basa ng basa. Akala mo, hindi nakikinig, no? Tapos nagulat kami, one time, nung nasa Bacolod kami, sabi niya, teka, sandali, hindi ganyan yan, yung mali ang sinasabi mo. Ganito yan. So sabi na, nakikinig pala si FBR. Naintindihan niya yung mga...
While he was working
he was writing. So nakita mo, sharp. Sharp siya. Wala akong nakitang leader natin. Kasi yun ang inabot ko eh. Na ganon ang ganon. Si FBR lang nakagawa ng multitasking. Na sabay-sabay ginagawa niya. Susulat, nagbabasa, nakikinig. At naintindihan niya.
Yeah.
Minsan may kausap pa. So, magaling siya talaga. At marami kami experience sa kanya kasi sa tagal nung panahon na kasama ko siya sa pag-cover ko na out-of-town trips. Nakita mo yung leadership talaga ni FBR.
How?
Sa Samar, Northern Samar,
NPA.
yung poker namin, nag-overshoot ng runway.
Okay. Alright.
So, si FBR tumayo. Don't panic. Stay calm. Tapos, panilabas kami lahat. Siya huling lumabas.
Okay.
After that, nasunog yung aeroplano. Kalmado siya, no? Hindi lang isang beses na marami kaming experiences sa aeroplano. Doon sa from Zamboanga to Cotabato, poker uli. Ako nakatulog ako. Kasi lagi akong tulog yung trademark ko nato ako Hindi ko alam ba't namatay bigla ata yung isang LC poker.
Sa kabila.
So nagpapanik na yung mga tao. Ako tulog, hindi ko alam Tapos biglang bumagsak yung altitude
Elevation.
namin. Parang bumagsak ng 10,000 feet. So bigla yun. Siyempre, nagulat ako, nagising ako. Ano nangyari? Sabi ni Pierre, tumayo na naman siya. Don't panic. Sabi niya, easy lang kayo. Sabi niya. Tapos, lumanding kami sa Cotabato. Ayos naman. Pero, it's always, it's always the parang calming, voice. Baga, medyo nagpapanik na. Nandun siya, lagi. Kaya ang tawag steady Eddie, di ba?
Okay. So may dahilan yung steady Eddie.
Talagang may dahilan yun. Kasi talagang parang siya yung nag-stabilize sa sa situation,
And yet, it's a panic situation, man.
Panic situation, meron pa kami isa, helicopter naman.
Yan, okay.
Birthday niya.
March, okay.
March 28. Pero before his birthday, we went to Borongan, Samar.
Eastern
Samar. So maganda namang weather, mainit. So sabi ng mga piloto, sir, parang di maganda weather sa hapon.
Okay.
So dapat alis tayo, no? So ang ginawa namin, take off kami. Nung take off na kami, biglang dumilim.
Okay.
Tapos ako, ngayon ko na na-experience yun Yung ganon situation na ang dilim-dilim, umuulan, na yung katabi mo sa helicopter, hindi mo makita.
Oh my.
Di mo na, halos makita Tapos, yung kabilang helicopter, nandun si FBR, kasama yung mga ibang officers.
Which helicopter? Huey or
Huey.
the Black Hawks?
Huey.
Okay.
Kami nasa kabilang helicopter, kasama ko mga reporter. ko alam, si Ben Calata kasama ko. Sabi ng piloto, naku, babangga tayo sa bundok.
Oh my.
Oo, kasi ang dilim eh. Tapos ang sabi, i-landing nyo sa open field. Siyempre, Eastern Summer yan, napakaraming NPA dyan.
Correct. Oh.
So, nung lumanding kami, makita namin si FBR, si Gerald Taniega, nandun na sa baba, sa ground kami, nag-landing kami. So, nasa gitna kami ng nowhere.
Okay.
So, nag-antay kami ng rescue ng matagal. Habang nag-aantay kami, naglalaro sila ng poker doon sa isang abandoned parang house.
Oo.
Tapos, kasama ko si Maricar Bautista.
Oh, okay.
Oo. Kasama ko rin si Ben Cal, si Rodney ata.
Haleco.
Si Rodney Haleco. So, dumating yung rescue namin, after a few hours, medyo hapon na. And then, we have to travel by land from Samar, doon sa area na sa kami nag-land, papunta sa Tacloban. Kasi nandun yung airport.
Yeah.
Nandun yung aeroplano namin. So, ang ginawa ni FBR, sinakay kami sa B-150.
Okay.
Oo, sabi niya, dito kayo, safe kayo dito. Kasi hindi to siguro tatamaan ng bala kung maampos man tayo.
Armored,
Kasama namin siya, nandun siya nakaupo, open yung window, pero siya walang tigil, basa ng basa, sulat ng sulat. Kami, chill lang doon sa loob nung B-150. Kasi ngayon lang kami nakasakay ng B-150 nang matagal ang biyahe. Kaya dumating kami sa Tacloban siguro almost midnight. Birthday niya na.
Okay.
Birthday niya na. At merong cake doon. May cake si Dulu ata. Si Dulu. May dalang cake si Dulu Illustre. Nag-aantay na rin sa airport. So, all throughout, yung ride namin, siguro more than 8 hours eh.
Yeah.
From Samar to Tacloban. Kasi dahan-dahan eh.
Correct.
Tapos dumaan pa kami sa kampo sa Western Samar, yung kampo nung 8th Division. Nagpahinga ng konti kasi kumain ng dinner.
Yes.
Pero all throughout the trip, nasa loob kami ng B-150. And FBR made sure na we are safe. Kasi NPA area ang nadaanan namin eh. So, nakita ko yung concern niya sa amin kasi we are hindi na kami journalists, we are civilians, hindi naman kami combatant. Kaya sabi na dito kayo, mas safe kayo rito.
So, maalalahanin din,
He made sure na comfortable kami, na okay yung situation namin. Kasi ilang beses na kaming yung mga ganong near death na na mga experiences, such joining the trips abroad, joining the trips outside of Manila.
Kahit na masungit paminsan-minsan.
Pero naalala ko minsan na nung after ng earthquake sa Baguio.
Yes.
Sinama kami sa Baguio. Saan kami natulog? Sa Navy base sa Baguio.
Alright, yeah.
The middle of the night, biglang lumindol aftershock. Naglag kami sa kama ni Ed Pangilinan. Pag lumabas kami nung tinutuluyan namin bahay sa Navy base. Paglabas namin, nakita namin si FBR na doon nakatayo. Sabi niya, okay ba kayo? Sabi niya, siguro, nagpanik kayo, no? Sabi niya, ay di sir, okay lang kami. Pero nalaglag kami sa kama ni Ed sa aftershock. Medyo kinabahan kami. Pero siya, parang hindi ko nakitang kinabahan eh.
He always presented
kalmado lagi
demeanor.
cool eh. Lagi siyang ganon. Siguro training as a soldier.
Yeah. yeah.
Pero never ko siya nakitang kinabahan.
What was he like as a news source, Manny? Ito ang tanong ko, nakakakuha ka ba ng scoop sa kanya? Or
Maingat. Maingat
Talaga?
maingat si
FBR.
si FBR. Maingat siya.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Ah, hin- alam niya yung balita. So
Yeah.
pag ayaw niyang bigyan ng special treatment yung sino man, no.
Yeah. Yeah.
So siguro kung may one-on-one interview ka, maka-scoop ka kay FBR. Pero pagka yung kunyari siya mag-delete o mag-ano, magbibigyan ng information, gusto niya sa lahat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gusto niya sa lahat na, pero maingat siya eh. Yung mga under niya, doon kami naka-scoop. Kasi may mga sources kami sa
Right.
sa DND
Right.
na minsan nagalit pa nga yan eh. Parang si Charlie Tanyegi, pinagalitan niya. Parang, ano pa yun?
He knew that there was a information.
Merong donation yung Taiwan. May donation yung Taiwan na eroplano,
Okay.
F5
All right.
sa Pilipinas.
Yeah.
Hindi alam lang lahat yun. Na-scoop ko yun kasi nakakuha ako sa basurahan ng mga dokumento.
Hindi pa uso ang shredder, obviously.
Meron shredder nun, pero
You got it before it got to the shredder.
so parang inaharap ni Charlie, sino bang source itong si Manny sa DND? Hindi niya alam yung basurahan ng source ko. Kasi yung senior military assistant office noon, katapat lang ng
Yung SND.
Hindi, ng OASPA, yung assistant secretary for public affairs, office nung
Lulus.
yung office ni Lulu, tsaka yung office ni Tanyega, halos yung katapatan nila.
Yes.
So,
Ako nga, no?
madali kami nakakapasok. Ngayon, hindi ko alam kung
You could easily sidetrack to the other office.
Hindi naman. Kaya lang kasi, tapat yung
Oo nga.
So, madaling mag-ikot noon.
Yeah.
Kasi yung reporter noon, nasa third floor, maakyat.
Yes.
So, nadaan mo na ito opisina. Ngayon, nasa labas na sila eh.
Yeah.
Hiniwalay na. Kaya hindi ka na basta-basta makakapasok.
They've gotten the wiser already.
Pero noong panahon namin,
Because of you, Manny.
ang dami naming na bibisitang opisina.
Right.
Mm-mm.
Hindi ba siya nag-ano? I mean, he'd give you a bit of information. Parang lead. Para makapunta, mabungkal mo yung
Hindi naman. Maingat nga siya eh.
Talaga.
Maingat siya. Ayaw niyang may special treatment. Although, pagka nag-interview ka one-on-one, which is very rare nung nasa DND siya. Pero nasa Malacanang na siya as president,
Yeah, meron.
he gives one-on-one interview.
Yes.
Kasi at that time, nasa foreign agency na ako eh. Sa
Yeah,
Asahi Shimbun.
Oo.
So, we would request one-on-one with him. Ayun, nakaka-scoop kami kasi iba yung tanong namin.
Yes. And besides, it was it was a
Pagka one-on-one, marami kang makuha sa kanya.
Yeah, really depends on how.
Hindi siya nag-hesitate to give information. Although,
But you had the sense na hinanda na niya.
alam niya eh. Alam niya kung ano yung kailangan mo.
Yeah.
Alam niya kung ano yung sasabit. Alam niya kung maingat nga siya. Tsaka,
may savvy.
magaling na siya. Natuto nga eh. Sabi siya, from being a soldier
Real stiff.
to a politician, DND and then president.
How long
Nakita mo yung, yung transformation niya.
How long did you see that transformation? 2 years, 3 years?
Mabilis yung transformation niya sa sa DND.
You think he trained for it? Pinag-aralan niya?
I think so.
Talaga?
Kasi si FBR, expert na Saiwar officer.
Yeah.
Kasi di ba nung EDSA,
Yeah.
sinabi niya na si Marcos malis na, hindi pa pala.
Yung pala, yeah.
So magaling siya sa psychological warfare. So alam niya yung information warfare. expert siya ron eh.
He knew his
So,
craft.
I think, kaya madali yung transformation niya eh. And he understands how the media works.
There you are.
And ginamit niya to his own advantage. No? Kaya nakita mo sa sa campaign.
Yeah.
Ito yung sa campaign, naalala ko noon yung parang pipili pa lang ng candidate yung yung
LDP.
LDP
pa siya noon, 'di ba?
LDP siya noon. So he was confident na he will get the LDP endorsement.
Okay.
Pero natalo siya kay di ba? Kay Monsing Mitra.
Monsing Mitra, speaker.
So hindi ko nakita sa kanya na nag-worry siya.
Talaga?
Oo.
Even though he lost the primary.
In the primary, hindi ko nakita nag-worry siya o na down siya. Ang nakita ko nag-worry si General Cruz. Si Rene Cruz.
Rene Cruz, okay. Bakit?
Nandun kami sa headquarters. May mga dompiling nun.
Oh, okay.
Oo.
Campaign headquarters na? O
Campaign,
okay.
oo.
Ito, sa Makati dito.
Dito, sa piso.
Yeah.
Sabi ni Rene, ano gagawin natin dito? Talo tayo. Sabi niya, I think some of the people were sulking, no?
Yes.
Pero I didn't see it in
FBR.
In FBR's character na down siya, parang, di ba? Parang loser, gano'n. Hindi eh.
Talaga.
He was still upbeat. I don't know kung pinapakita na sa amin lang yun o talagang gano'n talaga siya. Pero nakita ko siyang medyo down in the campaign.
When was that?
Sa bahay niya sa Singan.
Okay, Pangasinan. Okay.
Pangasinan. I think towards the end ng campaign.
Okay.
Parang bago mag-meeting niya ba sa Saloneta.
Oh.
Di ba Saloneta
close,
yung di ba? Yung last. Pero yung huling sorte niya sa Pangasinan eh. Tapos there was a point na pumunta kami sa bahay niya. So, nasa table kami, dining table, kasama mga reporter. Andun siya. So, hindi ko alam kung nilalaro lang kami o ano.
Okay.
Pero parang ang kita ko, parang he was sad na he was uncertain. Doon ko lang siya nakita eh.
Worried, unsettled.
Parang uncertain siya na kung manalo ba siya o ano.
Okay.
Parang doon ko lang siya nakita for the first time na parang may doubt.
Talaga?
Oo,
And
may
yet
doubt.
you knew him already by what? About maybe easily about 5 years already? 4 or 5
More
years?
than, kasi all throughout the campaign eh.
Oo.
Kasama namin siya eh. Pero siguro sa pagod lang.
Talaga?
Sa pagod lang kasi it was a very tough and grueling campaign.
Oo.
Alam mo nung nasa kampanya sa Ilocos,
Okay.
walang tao.
Talaga?
Ilan lang tao nung...
Oo.
Kasi talagang, di ba, natalo nga siya sa LDP, di ba?
Yes.
He was running sa lakas ng ginawa niyang partido na is very small. Ilan lang yung kakampi niya.
Correct.
So when he was campaigning in Ilocos, alam mo naman Ilocos, still a Marcos country.
Correct.
And I think the Marcos do not like him.
For what he did, ano?
What he did. So talagang sa isang parang stage sa isang eskwelahan na nagkakampanya kami. Ilan na yung tao talaga.
Talaga.
Ako nga masama loob ko parang nanalo kaya ito? Kasi walang tao
I mean, there was Danding, there was Miriam, Imelda, Doy Laurel, Joby Salonga.
Hindi ko nakita na nag-worry siya sa kalaban niya.
Talaga? Against any of the candidates? Talaga?
Maski na nung nasa Ilocos kami, nakakonti ang tao, parang hindi ko siya nakita na worried
Okay.
Kami ang worried. Yung mga reporter awarded. Sabi namin, ano ba to? Parang konti tao. Tapos nung nasa Visayas sorties from Iloilo, Bacolod, Cebu. Parang nag-uuso na yung junking nun eh.
Okay. Towards the latter part of the
Sa
campaign.
latter part, Tapos sa campaign, medyo umaalaman na kami. Kasi yung ano sa amin, yung treatment, parang minsan nagugutom kami.
Okay.
Hindi kami pinapakain ni Ed Pangilinan. Ewan ko ba, hindi kami nalaga maigi. So, subulot kami ng storya na si Ellen Tordesillas, kasama namin, si Ellen, si Ari, si Rodney, si Jocap. Ang story namin, yung campaign FBR is spattering.
Okay.
Patapos na yun eh.
Yeah.
Towards the end na yun. So,
Yeah.
nag-worry ngayon yung nag-worry ngayon yung mga staff niya.
You're right.
No? So, si Ambassador Patty.
Patty, okay.
Si Patty sa pangalan ni Patty.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Nasa Poland eh.
Yes.
So, kinausap kami. Sabi niya, ano ba problema niyo? Bit ganyan ang storya. May pinapakain eh. At ang puno namin, ice cream. Sa Cebu.
Oo.
Ganun ba? Sabi niya, ako nang bahala dyan. Sa ayusin yung kasi patapos sa to kailangan ni boss ng support. Hindi pwedeng yung mismong media niya, nagda-doubt.
Hindi pa bro.
Hindi pa bro. So, sabi namin, sige ma'am. So, ayun, kinausap kami ng mga staff niya, pati si Joel. Kinausap kami.
Joel Monte. Okay.
Sabi niya, kung may problema kayo, lapit kayo sa akin. Huwag niyo nang intindi si Ed. Naayos naman, no? Naayos naman yun, no? Pero, after nga nung Visayas sorties, no? Pumunta na kami sa Pangasinan, doon ko parang napansin na siguro sobrang pagod na ni FPR.
Talaga.
Kasi araw-araw yung sortie.
Yeah.
Hindi madali yun. Kasi mula umaga, ikot sa bayan, tapos hanggang sa meeting di Abans sa gabi, talagang, minsan naabot alas 12.
Pero ang sipag niya, no?
Sipag eh.
Ha?
Sipag,
he was looking for it, no? He was looking for all these engagements.
Hindi ko nakita sa ibang politiko.
Okay.
Si FBR lang yung gumagawa nun, no?
He's a workaholic.
Kaya palagay ko, nung nasa bahay niya, sa Asingan, siguro pagod lang yun eh. Nung parang nakita ko na parang it was his lowest point, no? Tingin ko
Okay.
Pero tingin ko, parang lowest point na, pero tingin ko pagod din eh.
This was shortly before the
Meeting di Abans.
Nangyari na ba nangyari na yung insidente sa house? Yung Prince
Hindi pa.
Not yet.
Hindi pa, Yun ang turning point tingin ko.
There, I'm going let me ask. You think that was a turning point?
Kasi malaking factor yung yung raid sa house.
Yeah,
nila General Isleta.
Isleta.
Malaking impact noon kasi parang nasira doon si Monsing Mitre. It was, I think, one of the turning point. Hindi lang yun, no?
Yes.
Kasi nagsimula ang turning point, no? Nung in-endorse ni Cory.
But that was early on, ano?
Hindi. Towards the later part na rin yun.
Okay.
Kasi early on,
free for all.
Free for all pa, no? Tapos, nakita ko noon na meron ng parang manalo sa FBR.
Okay.
After ng Cory endorsement.
Okay.
Kasi yung office ko, yung Chronicle, sinabi sa akin, may go signal na ako, okay, you go ahead, sumama ka sa kampanya. Kasi nung una, pasama-sama ko, bibitaw, sama, bitaw. Pero nung after ng endorsement ni Cory, sinabi sa akin, sumama ka na all the way.
Tutukan mo na.
Tutukan mo na.
Oh,
So,
okay.
parang nakita ko na, ito, sigurado, patalo na to.
That opened the, ano, no? That opened the
Yun na, kasi
floodgates.
tapos yung nasa, kami, Visayas na, nauso nga yung junking. Nakita ko na, parang may bandwagon na, na sumasama kay FBR.
Talaga.
Nandun na yung bandwagon. Doon
Sino
pa lang
ito?
sa Visayas.
Local officials.
Local officials, congressmen.
Talaga.
Oo, sumasama na. Kasi, for example, Iloilo. Nakita ko, sumasama na sila Garin. Oo. Sumasama na sila Tupas.
Who would normally not join, ano?
Oo. So, sabi ko, tapos minute na si si Mayor Parcon ng Pasig ng ano bang taon yun? Pototan.
Pototan.
Oo, parang kingpin yun eh.
Yeah.
Si Mayor Parcon. So, from then on, parang may inkling na ako na he will make it. Oo. Kaya nga lang, nakita ko nga yung sa Asinggan, sa bahay niya, na parang napagod, sobrang pagod niya.
Yeah.
Parang yun ang lowest point niya.
That was the rare moment, ano? Of, ano?
Rare moment na. Pero, wala yun nung meeting ni Abante sa Luneta.
There you are.
Oo, iba na.
Cory was there, no? Was
Cory,
there? Yeah.
si
Oh,
Chris.
siya yung endorser,
si Chris,
no?
Si Chris, si Robin Padilla. Oo.
Okay, so nagbotohan, and then it was about 6 weeks, ano, before they got the canvas finally done, ano. During that period, may nakita ka bang ano, pag-aalala or
Wala.
Talaga?
Confidence siya na,
Talaga. Even though it was taking that long, ano.
kasi, alam mo, nung after the election, araw-araw ang press con sa PISA building eh.
Yeah.
Oo, araw-araw eh. So, kami nila Aris, pupunta kami doon, press con.
Just to clarify, Aris Ilagan.
Aris Ilagan, okay. Tapos sa gabi, inuman na.
The usual.
Tapos nandun lang kami, no? Ang tao ng campaign headquarters noon, si Rapi Alunan.
Yes.
Oh,
Spokesperson.
Si Rapi, si Jess Matubis, si Ed Malay, sila yung nandun sa ano eh. Si Ed Panganiban, parang hindi ko na nakikita eh. Kasi nga, after nung Cebu namin, pero yun nga, iba na, no? Tapos iba rin yung headquarters ni Joel sa Sulu Hotel.
Sa Sulu. Okay.
Oo.
Pumupunta ka rin doon?
Pupunta rin kami doon.
What was it like?
Ibang operation doon.
Oo.
Iba, oo.
Yun yung strategy and
Oo,
tactics, di ba?
Iba. Kung yung kay Alunan, yun ang mukha nung nung kampanya.
That was the public face.
Public face.
Oo.
Yung talagang madugong dito sa Sulu.
The nitty-gritty.
Kaya doon kami nagpupunta dahil doon kami nakakuha ng istorya.
Andun yun.
kay Rafi Alunan, wala. Yun yung malinis na linya ng propaganda. No? Yung talagang istorya, nandun sa Sulu Hotel.
Ano yun? Yun yung bugbugan.
Doon mo makikita kung paano naglalaban-laban yung mga politiko. Sino yung papaligtad, sino yung
the horse trades.
doon nangyayari.
Talaga.
Oo. Tapos ang malaking role nung kampanya si Boy Saicon.
Okay, what was Boy doing?
Siya ang nag-aalaga sa amin noon eh.
Campaigner, yeah, he was one of the
siya yung
campaigners.
operative noon.
Ano yun, shepherd.
Siya yung shepherd namin noon.
Okay.
Alam mo, yung campaign na yun,
Ano yan, he'd point you to, ito ang puntahan ninyo.
ito, saka siya nag-drive. Oo.
Pati errands.
Oo, naalala ko, from Antique to Aklan. Siya nag-drive, at tagal nun.
Layo na.
Oo, nag-meeting di Avance sa, sa Aklan. Ang telepono na dalawa.
Okay.
Yung parang RCPI ba yun? So, sabi namin, walang mga file, kasi ilang kami. Tapos dalawa ng telepono. Wala pa naman mobile nun. So, phone in.
Yes.
So, sabi namin, doon na tayo mag-file sa Akalibo kasi maraming telepono ron.
Yeah.
So, yun. Ganun ang ginagawa namin.
Talaga.
Pero ang masipag sa kampanya na mag-cover si Ellen.
Eltor.
Oo.
Ellen
Kasi
Tordesillas.
tinatapos na yung meeting di Avance. Sa gabi.
Yeah.
Nanabot ang alas 12.
I remember.
Kami mga lalaki, si Rodney, si Aris, kami, hintay lang namin siya magsalita sa FBR. Pagkatapos siya magsalita, lalayas na kami.
Pwede nang magsulat.
Pwede na
Pwede na
magpahinga. Happy-happy. Oo. Kinabukasan, tatanungin namin si Ellen, anong storya? Ang mataga si Ellen, tsaka si Binos Tandok.
Si Venus, okay.
Si Binos, tsaka si Manicar. Sila yung matyaga na tinatapos yung rally. Kami, hindi na.
So you left it to the women to do the covering,
Oo. Yung kinabukasan, pagka-breakfast namin, anong storya?
That was fun. And then eventually, naproklama, Canvas, So paano? You were still at the Chronicle.
Yes.
And then, paano? Did you get word from your editors?
So sabi ng
sundan mo na
editors
rin
ko,
hanggang Malacanang.
Malacanang na ako.
Okay.
Pero alam mo, nung from the voting, election, up to the proclamation, halos araw-araw may press con,
Yes.
Ako yung madalas katabi ni FBR
Yes.
Na nag-moderate.
Oo nga, no?
Yeah. Ako yung madalas katabi niya, at si Rapi.
So ikaw yung bastonador. And that's actually why eventually you got to be very close. Manny, kaibigan mo na ba siya at that time o subject pa rin? Ano yung relasyon ninyo nun?
Hindi, ang namin professional
Okay.
Siguro magkaibigan kami, pero for me,
distance.
May distance kasi presidente na yan.
Right.
May respect, no?
No, but there,
even before, when he was the press secretary, may distance na na mahirap yung masyadong familiar ka
Yeah. Nag-ano ba rin? Did it apply also to you and your relationship with FBR? No quarter asked, no quarter given.
Okay si FBR. Minsan nga para biro I recall meron kami pinuntahan out of town, no. Pagbalik namin, he was supposed to go to Meralco.
Okay.
Meralco executives, Meralco building.
Ortiga.
At that time, Meralco may-ari niyan
Lopez.
Chronicle, di ba?
Part of the
Lopez Group.
Yeah.
So sinama pa rin niya ako sa meeting na yon. So nasa stage kami. Sobrang pagod ko Nakatulog ako. Nagigilik na ako sa gilid. Tapos siyempre na-distract yung board meeting Sabi ni FBR, sorry pasensya na kayo, napagod tong kasama ko. Don't worry, he is from the Chronicle.
He's a friendly.
Tao niyan.
Talaga. Ano yung so, you started covering him already sa palasyo.
I covered him until 1994 kasi sumama nga ako sa
And
sa
then,
foreign,
yeah, you moved to
sa Asahi.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, the first 2 years.
nag-resign ako sa Chronicle. Oo.
But you were still covering him
Yeah, well, I still covering him,
as
but not
Asahi.
as a Malacanang reporter. Kasi nung nasa Chronicle ako, Malacanang reporter ako,
Yeah.
I was covering him daily.
Yes, yes. Oh,
Sa nasa Malacanang ako.
MPC.
Kasama ko si Buma Cruz.
Yeah, yeah, the original. Yeah.
And then eventually, si Pe at si Maricar sumama sa Malacanang kay Annabel Abaya.
Sinong Fe? I'm sorry.
Si Pe Zamora.
Fe Zamora.
Pe
Okay.
Zamora and Maricar Bautista
Yeah.
joined the office of Annabel Abaya.
Spokesperson. Right.
Kami, we continued as a
Journalist.
reporter. Kaya may distance nga kami kay, kay FBR.
So while you were close, I mean, there was still that professional distance.
I never took advantage of that whatever friendship or closeness to FBR. And si FBR naman, in fairness, hindi naman siya nagpakita ng preference sa amin. No, he was fair to everyone.
There was a very
Although in many instances, alam ko na he's giving a lot of favors sa mga kasama ko, but they really ask for it. Ako, I did not ask kasi I know that some of my colleagues sa defense had gone to US on his recommendation.
Okay.
Nabigyan ng visa, na pag-travel.
Because there was an endorsement letter. Okay. This is something you didn't do.
Oo. Hindi, ang daming tsaka pagka yung trips, sinasama niya. Pero ako, I did not ask for any special treatment. And he was never, volunteering special treatment unless you ask for it.
But that's probably why you've kept a very healthy relationship over the years. To this day, Manny. Di ba? Hanggang ngayon, naglolokohan pa rin kayong dalawa.
No, I think of all the leaders that we had since Marcos, kasi inabot ko Although I was already a journalist during the Marcos period.
Yeah, right.
I think si FBR is the best, no? Kasi when it comes to media relations, sino ba ang presidente na may regular Wednesday press conference?
Yeah.
He was the most accessible to the journalist. So talagang ang exchanges, no? Yung talagang freewheeling, talagang gusto mo itanong, sasagutin niya, na candidly, si FBR lang. And every week yan.
Yes, Wednesdays. And that was something, I think, that most
Something
everyone
that-
in media appreciated.
We really appreciated it. Sobra.
Diba?
Siya lang ganun. Sa lahat ng
Open,
presidente.
And he knew how to roll with the punches. Manny, the other thing was just the amount of material and content that his presidency generated, especially for media. Yung naalala ko, meron tayong ilang kasama sa Malacanang press corps noon sa MPC na, 'di ba? Who were decidedly negative and opposed to him, And yet they had no choice but to write eight good stories as against just one or two na negative, Tama. Did you experience that as well? Nangyari ba rin?
Siguro may mga negative, may mga negative na written about him, especially yung kanyang efforts to amend the Constitution, na nag-campaign yung simbahan, tsaka
yung pirma,
yung pirma,
People's Initiative.
Pero, kasi ang tingin ko, to be objective about it, tingin ko, FBR is protecting his legacy. Iba yung gusto niyang mag-iwan ng legacy na he is a democratic leader. He defended democracy. And he wanted the good, no, for all the people. In fact, if you look at the presidency, the biggest poverty reduction in our country happened during his administration.
Oh, yung 6 years niya.
In 6 years. The biggest growth, no, started during his time. Kasi wala gaanong violence, unlike nung panahon ni Cory. There were so many coup attempts.
May coup.
Nagkaroon pa ng calamities. So talagang bagsak ang ekonomiya.
Malas.
No? Pero when Ramos became president, he devolved, he decentralized, no? He broke the monopolies.
There you are.
The transportation and the telecom. Malaking bagay yun. And he opened the economy. He liberalized the economy. I think that was a good a good break. Minalas lang tayo during the parang towards the end of his term, 1998, nagkaroon ng financial crisis.
Yeah, the Asian crisis.
Which is beyond his control.
Yes. Yes.
No?
How do you know? How do you see that particular time on a daily basis, first with the Chronicle, and then eventually you would come in as a foreign correspondent? What was what was the sense of, for example, your colleagues from the foreign media who were covering?
I think yung looking back, after how many presidents we had since Cory, yung record niya is tingin ko one of the best presidency. Even if you look at the SWS, yung ratings,
surveys,
no?
yeah.
Mataas yung ratings niya eh. He never fell below negative, no? Except maybe after the floor contemplation
95,
in 1995.
right. Yes.
But he rebounded. Nakabawi siya ron,
Yeah,
no?
yeah.
Towards the end, no? So I guess si FBR, if you compare him with other presidents, nasa taas siya eh.
Above them all.
Mataas siya, tapos relatively walang problem. Kasi he was able to negotiate a peace agreement with the MNLF.
Right. Dormiswa.
And he was able to agree with the factions of the NPA, yung RPB,
yeah, right.
ABB.
Yeah.
Natapos na yan eh. May agreement yan, di ba?
And then
sila Arturo Tabara, no?
Right.
Pumirma sa kanya ng agreement yan.
Oo.
May settlement with RAM. No? So, yung presidency niya is one of the best, no? So, tingin ko mayroon pantayan eh. In terms of achievements.
Siya yung Siya yung, sa tingin mo ba, siya yung standard for
Standard
everyone
yun.
else, for everyone else.
Hindi lang yun, no? Kasi maski sa work ethics, iba yung ethics niya,
Oo nga. How do you compare him with everyone else?
Sorry.
I mean, you covered them, You covered them all. You started Marcos, Cory.
Siguro sa work ethic ang medyo comparable si Gloria, no? Merong work ethic. Pero sino ba nagising ng madaling araw at magbabasa ng clippings ng mga dyaryo? Si FBR lang yun. Meron pa marginal note. No?
Yung pangaan story, yung marginal notes.
Oo.
Diba?
So, kakaiba si FBR sa work ethic. And may sistema. Kasi yung barcode sa papel, nauso lang nung panahon ni FBR.
Correct.
Walang barcode nung panahon ni Gloria. So, minana na ni Erap, ni Gloria, ni Pinoy, at ni Duterte ngayon, yung barcoding para matrack yung mga papeles, di ba?
Right.
So, si Ramos ang invento niyan.
There's a, tama, no? There's a digital signature
Oo.
that you can track the document from which office to which.
Oo.
So,
Kaya nga, ang hirap ng makakuha ng leak na papel nung panahon ni Ramos kasi may barcode na. Na-track na-track na yung papeles.
and they're able to track the leak.
Mm.
Kung kaninong office nang galing.
Correct, oo.
That made life a bit more difficult for you, Manny.
Tapos na eh. Wala na. Oo. Tsaka, alam mo, sa Malacanang, as a reporter, ang hirap ng trabaho namin. Sa dami ng story na dumating araw-araw,
I know, yeah.
an average of 6 stories, 8 stories a day,
Yep.
wala ka na halos oras mag-enterprise.
Yeah.
Kaya dalawa nga kami nung sa Malacanang kasi yung isa, we work on the daily grind
Yes.
nung
Yeah.
labas
Yeah.
sa storya. Yung isa para maghanap ng enterprise story.
Yung
So-
naiiba at yung I guess
Oo.
deeper deeper research.
So, kahit paano, meron pa rin nakukuha, no? Kasi may na-interview kang tao, mag-ibigay sa'yo ng informasyon. So, ganun pa rin, no? Meron pa rin initiative. Pero nga sa dami ng story, ang hirap.
Yeah.
No?
He was doing so many things, no? There was so much happening. No.
So much happening na, alam mo, ang background ng FBR is security. Sundalo yan, di ba?
Yeah.
You cannot imagine na he will perform well economically. Pero he did.
And yet, yeah.
Yeah.
And yet he did, ano?
Kasi ang success niya is more on the economy.
Oo.
Poverty reduction. No? Yung kanyang efforts to reduce poverty and manage the population was a standard. No? And I think si Flavier has something to do with that. No?
You mean Juan Flavier?
Si Health
Department of
Secretary.
Health,
Kasi he defied yung Catholic Church dun sa use ng condom. To control AIDS.
Yeah.
No?
Right.
Pero ngayon, balik tayo sa problema na yan.
Reproductive health.
Yeah. So, iba talaga si FBR. And then we hosted APEC
Right.
in 96, di ba? So, iba yung lutang nung sa economy.
So may no? Even and you mentioned it, even foreign relations, may direction din, strategic, you mentioned APEC. We also hosted an ASEAN summit, di ba? Manny, tell me about and this one I guess is touches on your function as a foreign correspondent based here. Yung RP China row over the South China Sea. I mean, and how you think FBR managed that issue?
At that time, the Americans left Subic and Clark in
Correct.
92
Yes.
at the start of his
Term.
So, mahirap talaga. Mahirap kasi security-wise, nawala yung umbrella
Yung cover.
ng US. So, parang naked ka. And China took advantage of that. Kaya nagkaroon ng mischief.
Yep.
Ng
Mischief Reef.
No?
Scarborough Shoal.
Yung Scarborough, di pa gano'n yan So, nagkaroon ng nag-mischief na. So, pero yung ginawa ni Ramos, yung dalawang barko natin na LST, sinadsad niya,
Yeah.
malapit sa mischief. Yung isa na Sierra Madre, yung isa na Scarborough. Pero yung sa Scarborough, inalis yun. Inalis yun kasi hindi pupunta si Jiang Zemin sa Manila pag nandun pa yung barko. Kaya inalis. No? Pero in a way, it helped develop close relations between China and the Philippines.
Talaga.
Kung ang nakita mo ngayon na si Duterte is moving towards China closely, hindi yan first time, no? Kasi ang first time nangyari kay Gloria, no? Pero yung kay Gloria napuwersa siya. Kasi remember na in 2003, the US has designated the Philippines as a major non-NATO ally.
Yeah.
So dapat maraming biyaya ng military. Pero nung pinulat ni GMA, yung mga Pilipino contingent sa Iraq, after the kidnapping of driver
Yes. Yes.
in Fallujah, so kumalob nung ano. So, because of that, Gloria has to turn to China. No? Pero yung dalawang yan, natuto kay FBR. Kasi si FBR ang unang dala ng relationship between the Philippines and China closer. Kailan ba nagsimula yung BOA conference sa Hainan?
Yes.
It was during Ramos time.
FBR's time.
Yeah.
But he was also able to, if you remember, Manny, he was also able to mobilize, ASEAN, for example, na united yung against the incursions, in the South China Sea.
Kasi yung pinakaunang document sa South China Sea is the Manila Declaration in 1992.
Correct.
So, at that time, nakikita na ni FBR yung problema na mangyayari sa South China Sea. Kaya lang, it's beyond his control. Hindi niya maiwasan na mag-flex ng muscle yung China. As its economy is growing,
Yeah. Yeah.
So, doon talaga punta niyan. Kasi ang resources nandoon.
Correct.
So, ang defense nila nandun din. So, nakita niya na sooner or later, mangyayari yan. So, gumawa na siya ng paraan. So, Manila Declaration in 1992, na nagkaroon ng informal code of conduct noong 2002.
Correct.
At framework last year, no? Wala pa ring formal code of conduct. So matagal. Pero nagsimula lahat yan nung panahon ni FBR. Yung Manila Declaration on South China Sea.
Visionary.
And may vision Nakita niya na. And then nakita mo na alam niya na yung US parang nag-withdraw sa region. Kasi nga hindi gusto ng US yun, but economically, medyo humingi na sila nung panahon ni Clinton, early stages, at they closed many bases.
Yeah.
Hindi lang itong Clark and Subic, pati sa US, ang daming bases na kinlose.
Yes. Yes.
So, parang nagre-retreat. No? So, ang nagiging ng US is more on the economy. Kaya nagkaroon ng NAFTA.
Yeah.
Nung panahon na yun.
Atlantic Free Trade Agreement.
So at the same time, yung China slowly rising.
Ascendant.
Oo. So nakita ni FBR yun. So ginawa niya, nag-develop siya ng close relations. So nagsikalong pa sila ni di ba? Ni Jiang Zemin sa ang Pangulo.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
So nakita mo na yung relation was built at that time. Na move forward nung panahon ni Erap tsaka ni Gloria. No?
But, okay. So, Chronicle up to 94 and then you went over to Asahi.
Foreign agencies.
Oh, diba?
Asahi and then Reuters.
And then Reuters. But, teka, up to 98, you were still with Asahi. And, tama ba?
Hindi, nag-Manila Times.
Oh, yeah.
97.
Right. Oh. But did you, were you Malacanang? No.
No, I was nasa desk na ako
Oh, yeah, you were the desk man. Okay. You still meet with FBR? over the years?
Nakikita ko pagka may nagpa-press con siya dito o sa elsewhere.
What are those meetings like, Manny? How do you... Lokohan pa rin? O...
Ganun pa rin. The same usual self si FBR na I think yung later part mas para biro.
So nawala na yung well, I guess because he wasn't president anymore.
Hindi na siya presidente. Mas para biro siya. Mas casual.
Okay.
Tsaka pero you should read between the lines, Kasi yung sinasabi niya, may laman eh.
Yeah.
Maski pabiro siya, may laman yun.
Yeah.
Dapat medyo abangan mo pa rin yung sinasabi niya.
So you still You still so you're saying you still have to be sharp when you're listening to him.
Kasi parang sa kanya biro pero pagka may laman eh.
Yeah, because up to now he still has access to all these networks and information.
Tsaka yung napansin ko na most of his people in the military were loyal to him, I think last month when I went to the Korean War Anniversary pep talk, I saw many people there na retired generals who were with FBR during his days in DND and the presidency, Si General Alcantara, si General Rason, si General Taniega, so General Magno, so they were all there, And si General Monte, nakita ko rin doon, si Secretary Ermita. So I think yung band is there, Especially yung Vietnam at saka yung special forces na I think may mga picture dito nakita ko dati na the people who were with him in special forces. Yes. And most of them are still there. Iba yung camaraderie nila, iba yung banda na nabuo nung nasa trenches
under fire,
I think that they will remain friends, forever. Isa sa mga naging kaibigan ko, na dating kasama niya si General Watson.
Okay.
Si Pete.
Pete Watson.
Nasa hospital siya sa veterans. And I think one time dinalaw ni FBR sa hospital. So nakita ko na yung the band is still strong. Yung samahan nila. At yun, nakakaingit yun dahil ito yung mga totoong patriot ng bansa natin. Na I'm sure na as long as they are there, they will defend democracy. They will defend this country.
Kahit ngayon.
Like kahit ngayon, di ba?
Nakikita. So he's a bit more he's a bit more loose these days. Hindi tulad dati, very stiff
Nakita ko nga nung general siya, iba yung tindig niya Nung naging politiko siya, medyo nag-loosen up, Inilis niya na yung uniforme niya. So he changed wardrobe. So mas loosen up, Now that he's retired, mas okay.
Mas relaxed.
Mas relaxed.
Okay. Well, pag nagkikita kayo, lokohan pa ba rin, Manny? I understand he sent you a personal note after you received your award.
Nung nanalo ko ng Pulitzer in April, he sent me a congratulatory note. Tinago ko nga kasi very rare yun pa.
Yes.
Especially coming from the man that I admire and I respect most. So, yun. Iba si Kasi alam mo na pag sinabi niya yun, he means it well.
Alam mong ano, ano.
Kaling sa ano.
Galing. Yeah. What would you remember him most for?
Steady under fire.
Talaga.
Kasi nga, I've seen so many instances, difficult situation, panic time, no? Hindi siya nagwe-waver, no? Cool pa rin eh. So, yun ang isa sa mga images na hanggang ngayon nag-stick sa akin. Sabi ko nga sa iyo, nung nag-overshoot sa runway yung aeroplano steady lang kayo, don't panic. So, nalabas kami.
Yep.
It was the last man out bago nasunog yung aeroplano.
And that alone speaks for itself, ano? Everyone
Leadership
out.
Leadership.
Everyone should be out and safe. Ako ang huli, last to least. What do you hope people would remember him for?
I think democracy fighter.
Talaga.
He protected democracy in this country. I'm sure of that. Kasi yung power grab, madali yan He could have easily seized power from people, no? Pero hindi lumaban siya ng eleksyon fair and square. Although some people were accusing him of cheating, I don't think it was unfair, no? I think he won the presidency fair and square.
Fair and square.
Kasi maliit yung lamang
Maliit lang yung lamang.
Maliit yung lamang, kaya you think na nandaya, no? Pero hindi
May apo ka na ba, Manny?
Wala pa.
Diba? Hoping to have.
Matagal pa siguro.
Matagal pa siguro. Manny, what would you tell your grandchild about FBR?
I think if I will have a grandchild, no, apo, I will, this is the president na the greatest in the Philippines. I've known him personally, perhaps more than anyone else. Nakita ko siya, nakatrabaho ko, and I really admire his work ethic. And talagang bilib ako sa kanya.
What would be his greatest legacy to you?
Democracy.
Democracy.
He's a true patriot, and he's a defender of democracy.
Thank you very much.